So last week I left off that Katie had just gotten to high school and met Janice and Damien. And then she meets the
Oh my
Plastics.
God.
And she has no friends. I mean, she can't make friends because she grew up in Africa and she doesn't know the social world of America. Welcome to another episode of The Collective. I am Zack Mo.
I'm fed up. I'm the collector. Welcome back, guys.
That is so fetch.
I do remember that word.
Well, how can you not? Excuse me.
Welcome back to another episode. Zack Mo, how was your week in collecting?
How was my week in collecting? Wasn't too shabby, I suppose. I did buy a few packs. Didn't get anything I really needed. Maybe a baby shiny from Paldean Fates I needed. Still trying to master that.
That's a tough set to master, dude. Those
I'm not
specialty sets
far.
are so hard.
It's the baby shinies that are killing me. I have
Yeah.
all the SARs. I have so I'm just doing a reverse master set. Although I'm
Reverse
sure
up, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I have like in the binder I have the reverse and the hollow if it's a hollow.
Right.
I have both in the binder. So I'm sure, I mean, if I went through the amount of bulk I have, I probably have a master set in the regular basic cards. But in the binder, I just wanted to reverse and up
Sure.
master. So yeah, I have all the SARs. I have all the reverses. I have all the full arts. It's just the baby shinies I need now. And I'm gauging probably just about 20 to 30-ish now.
It's
not
a big
that
set.
far.
It's a lot of shinies to try to rip for.
Is.
That's a lot.
I
These
definitely
newer
took
sets,
a
man.
break.
Scarlet Violet is like, it's crazy trying to master these sets with all the different art rare variations or the shiny variations on the specialty sets. 151, super tough set to master. Just big
I took a break.
sets.
I started buying Crown Zenith for a little bit.
Another hard set to master.
Well, I'm not trying to master it. I was just chasing the 3 legendary dogs, Entei, right. Suicune, and Raikou. So I was like, you know what, let me lay off Paldean Fates for a little bit and I'll move on to that.
You're just missing Entei?
I am, yeah, just the Entei.
It seems like that's the rarest one. I think Suicune is the easiest to pull, and then Raikou, and then Entei.
So I got both Raikou and you got me saying Raikou. It's Raikou. I got both Raikou and Suicune, as I call it, through trades. And I'm guessing I'm going to wind up having to trade for the Entei as well because I ain't pulling it. I did wind up pulling that gold Arceus from that little chase. What else has been going on in my collecting? Oh, for those of you who know, I got a new Ziploc bag. And I can't wait to put something in it. I don't know what I'm going to put in it, but I got a new Ziploc bag. That's pretty dope.
Probably materials for your treatment of your diabetes, I would imagine.
Nah, it's too small, but it's a solid bag.
It has ventilation.
It does.
That's
there was a wallet in here.
You could put like a bug in there and they could live. They could probably just get out though if it was a small bug.
Why am I putting a bug in a bag?
I don't know, man. I don't know why you put anything in a Ziploc bag. A bug would be weird. You're right. That's my bad.
Yeah, that was very weird. How else did my weekend collecting go? I think that's about it. I decided to start 2 new binders. So I'm going to do a binder of just like full art cards, secret rares, art rares, all cards like that, that I like. And then a separate binder with just basic cards that I like.
Any particular rhyme or reason to the basic cards? Like what do you like? Because I have a binder like that, which is why I'm
probably
interested.
Like arts that I enjoy. Mostly it's probably just going to be Pokemon that I like that are favorites of mine. But yeah, that's pretty much that.
Cool.
What are your binders?
So my like personal binders, I have a few. I have a Gengar binder, which I actually have so many cards that have to go into that binder that I just haven't done yet. But I have a Gengar binder. And then I have a Kamiya binder. Kamiya is my favorite artist for Pokemon. I actually almost bought a Kamiya card today on someone's like story sale on Insta. And then by the time I decided I would buy it, it already sold, which I was a little bummed out on, but whatever. It was the
Poor
Galarian.
collector.
No, right? The Galarian Slowking alt from Chilling was available. And
I have one.
the alt from Chilling?
Yeah. How much was it?
It's he was doing like an under market claim sale. So market's 40, he put it at 35. And I was like, I'll take it. But then I
Give me
didn't take
50 and
it.
I'll give it to you.
I'm getting the New York tax.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll trade you something for it.
I really don't have it.
Thanks. That's great. I was actually excited to trade you. My favorite artist, Kamiya, the binder is just all of the Kamiya arts from like early days of Pokemon, from when he very first started doing arts to now. And so the plan, I think there's like 275 unique arts, plus there's like reverse and hollow variants. And then there's a couple cards that are like next to impossible. Those will be the long-term chases. I think he did like one trophy card, which is, some outrageous price. I may never end up with it, but the goal is to master Kamiya. So I do have my sights on that. And then I have another binder that is just kind of like you said, just like stuff I like, just cards I like. And then my Gengar collection is all pretty much like lower end Gengar stuff. All my higher end Gengar stuff I collect in slabs. But basically any
Speaking
Gengar
of Gengar,
art, go for it. I'm all
you
ears.
pulled the Master Ball this weekend.
I did. Yep.
That
I
was
pulled the
pretty
Master
dope.
Ball. I was really stoked. I have been ripping 151 since it came out, and I was never able to pull the Master Ball. And I own the Master Ball. I bought one. I bought a sequential set, Ghastly Haunter Gengar Master Balls, but I pulled
cool.
it. Shout out Nick, who I pulled that card for. I was so stoked. I'm gonna have some content releasing around it when I have a restock of 151 land. That's when I'll put up the content. That way I can link 151 booster boxes. I have a lot of 151 coming back in. The market for Japanese stuff is insane right now. So I'm stocking up heavy on 151. And hopefully I can keep it in stock. I every week, and it seems to not matter how much I buy, it just sells out every week. So I did the thing where I just like bought as much as I possibly could buy, and we'll just see how long it lasts.
Speaking of market, let's go into a quick market update over the past week. Is there
Sure,
any notable updates you want to bring out?
I mean, English market is somewhat similar to what we talked about last week. If you didn't see last week's episode, definitely go back and take a watch or a listen if you're listening to us. But I think the most notable single card, the most notable like single item mover is the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. The Greninja is insane, unstoppable. Last week when we talked, you said I think it was like 188 if I remember correctly.
I think
that
that's
number
where
sounds
I saw
good. I think it's around 230 something right now, which is
Damn.
insane. That's like a 25% gain in 7 days. Yesterday, some PSA 10s sold on eBay. That PSA 10 was already outrageously expensive for that card. It was trading at around like 580 to 600, which is high for a modern brand new card. And then out of nowhere, like the sales, if you look, it's like 580 to 600, 580, 600, 600, 600, 650, 1299, $1,299. So it was like all in the same day, like 600, 600, 600, 600, 650, $1,300. And then the next sale after that I saw was 3 copies sequential for $3,000 total. So $1,000 a piece. So there's definitely some weirdness going on around that card. That doesn't make any sense for 10 copies to sell for $600 and then in the same day a copy sells for $1,300. Nobody's buying that. No one's doing that. Like you wait and find a $600 copy. You don't spend more than double what the market rate is. So there's a lot of weirdness going on around that card. It is a hot card. It's very hyped and people love it. And
Is it
I don't
playable?
blame them. Yeah, he has a place in the market, but that's not why it's there's
No, yeah, I'm just curious.
yes, but not anywhere. That's not creating anything of what you're seeing. The pricing is not related to that. There's a lot of people saying it's manipulation. Who knows? I don't know. But the card is incredibly hot right now. There's also people saying it's going to be the best card that we get in the Scarlet Violet era. There's a lot of people who really like that card. So we'll see what happens as that card continues. We'll keep an eye on it. Other
Personally, I
notable.
think Greninja is a mid Pokemon.
Oh no, you're going to piss a lot of people off with that.
Yeah, well, life sucks. Life's hard. Get a helmet.
I mean, I like the card. I think it is personally, I do think that particular card is a little bit difficult to read. In person, the colors are incredible. The card has great texture, but it's just a lot. There's a lot going on, in my opinion.
So when it comes to cards, you're a 5-year-old. You
No,
can't read it,
why?
but the colors are nice.
Oh, yeah. In that regard, sure. Yes. Unreadable in that the art is muddy, in my opinion, is what I mean. A lot of people will disagree with that, but I personally feel like it's a little bit muddied up by all the vibrant colors going on. There's ways for them to.
I've seen that card, and I do think it is muddy.
Yeah, there's ways for cards to be vibrant like that and not be muddied up, like the Loudred art rare. If you can picture that one, that card is like super super bright, and Loudred is just like plain as day. So anyway, the other things in what's that?
Tatsugiri. It's a very bright card.
Yeah, that one's not quite as loud. That one's vibrant, but not loud like the Greninja's loud. But yeah, the Tatsugiri is very clear. Other things in the market, art rares are going bananas. So Scarlet Violet era art rares are going crazy. Basically in every set. Yeah, they're continuing to go up. More from multiple sets are going up. And they're just going nuts. It was like last week when we talked about it was like specific ones that were going nuts, but now it's like really pretty much all of them are going nuts. And when I say nuts, like we're talking about percentage gains. I'm not talking like it's not like every art rare is worth $100, right? But percentage wise, they're increasing in price quite a bit. Other than that, really the only thing that's still notable is that we don't have any confirmation for a 151 English reprint. So all the 151 sealed is just going up like crazy. The market for the singles is the same for the most part. Some of the art rares are going up a little bit following the trend, but like all the SARs are the same price they were for the past few weeks. They're all very stable, but the sealed 151 product is continuing to go up and up and up and up. Just because there's been no confirmed reprints. I mean, people are still finding them here and there, like out in the wild. They'll still find like a 151 ETB at their local stores, not like a local game shop, but like a Walmart or a Target might have one. But yeah, nothing in the way of a big reprint that we've heard of. So it's just continuing to tick up. The ETBs are going for over $70 market price. It's crazy. The booster bundles are like $44 a piece market price. There's a lot going on with the 151 market for whatever reason. Sorry, I gotta adjust my mic here for a sec. All right, hopefully that's better.
What an amateur.
It just like tipped for whatever reason, but we're good now. Yeah, so I think that's probably it for the market. The biggest mover is the Greninja. I would keep eyes on that Greninja and watch. We'll see what happens, right? Whether it continues its way up or if it stabilizes or if it drops. That's the one that I think has like the biggest shakeup in the market. And then
that's Twilight Masquerade, right?
Yeah, the newest English set.
Everybody buy Twilight Masquerade.
There's a lot of cards in Twilight that make it worth it. Carmen's very expensive too. Carmen SAR has been $100 basically since the set released. Twilight's a very good set from a financial perspective for a collector. It makes a lot of sense to rip the set. There's a lot of hits in the set that make it valuable to rip. And then I guess the only other thing market wise is like the Japanese market. Japan's doing some very strange stuff that we haven't really seen before, where they're reprinting much older sets, which is kind of shaking up the market a little bit. So yeah, just eyes peeled on the Japanese market to see where it goes in the future. Right now, the Japanese market is down. I don't remember if we talked about that here, but just in general, the entire Japanese market is down. But I'm really curious to see what happens moving forward with the Japanese market, if it's able to recover some of the losses as the yen gets stronger, if the yen gets stronger, and what happens with the reprints. But basically, we just kind of have to wait and see with the Japanese market. I think it's a fun time to open Japanese product for sure. This is, in my experience and in my opinion, the cheapest we're ever going to get these products. I mean, we're getting products stateside for cheaper than what they sell for in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shiny Treasures is a great example of that. Like, we're paying sub $40 a box in the US. That's been bought in Japan, shipped to the US. We pay the import fees, and then you're paying someone to rip it for you and ship it to your house, and you're paying less than $40 a box. It's crazy.
I remember that was like what, 110
That
when it
set, when
came
it
out.
first came out, it was extremely hot for that first like week or 2 weeks, and then the price just started to fall and continued to fall basically throughout. We had never seen a print run that size before. That was the first Japanese set that had just an insane amount of availability, and people bought more than they could move, and it was bad. That set really hurt a lot of people who sell Pokemon. That was a tough set for sure. And it started what we're seeing right now, where all the print increased in Japan so dramatically.
Right.
And basically, there's this movement in Japan to try to stop what they're considering like scalping. If you look on a Japanese booster box, it says like for sale in Japan only. Like, you're really not supposed to sell them outside of Japan for whatever reason. And I guess a lot of people consider it scalping. I don't know what it's like to live in Japan and try to buy Pokemon, but my understanding is it's very difficult, because there are so many people just going to stores and buying all the booster box. There were so many people going to stores, buying all the booster boxes and selling them to people in the US for double or triple what MSRP in Japan is. Like, when we were buying Japanese stuff, basically everything pre Shiny Treasure EX, we were paying $80, $90 a box, even for the smaller sets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because they were being purchased at full price from a game store in Japan and sent over to the US. You got to pay shipping, you got to pay import fees, and then the seller has to try to make some money on it. So that's how the boxes would end up being the price they were. But now the game has totally changed. There's huge distribution moving through Japan. The supply is set at what seems like unlimited. And even with 151, it was so hard to get in the very beginning. And now it's just like, I can order as much as I want. If I had $1 million, I could order $1 million worth of 151.
You don't have $1 million?
I do not have $1 million.
Right.
Not even.
I gotta call off the
not
guys
even
I sent to your
close.
house.
Not even close. I think I have $3 in my wallet at the moment.
I got more than you.
There you go, bro. And
Winning.
then, yeah, I think like market wise, that's it. My advice continues to stay the same. If anybody's looking for advice, like, just be diverse, collect a little bit
Buy
of everything
high,
that you
sell
like.
low.
Yeah. Collect a little bit of everything that you like. I think that's the best way. If you want to hold some sealed product, if you want to invest in anything sealed, that's the way to do it. But if you're a collector and you're just looking for cards, don't panic. I think that's what I talked about last week. Same message. The market's still crazy. Don't panic. Just relax. This is all very cyclical. You'll see a lot of stuff go down in the summer times and come back up around Christmas time. That's normal. So just try to relax, even though the market's moving very, very quickly.
Just take it easy.
Take it easy, okay? What a goated movie. Scarface, one of the best.
No, I got the accent.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's it for my market update.
Oh, that was a solid collector market update brought to you by Collector and Zack Mo.
Yeah, because we don't have any sponsors yet. Come on.
No, we don't have any sponsors.
Shout out Liquid Death. Sponsor me, please. I'm going to email them. I've been saying
Shout
that for a
out
month.
Snapple.
Snapple's not sponsoring us, dude. Liquid Death we might get sponsored by because of the stream.
Snapple's a New York-based company, so.
All right, well, get into the office then, bro. Let's get a Snapple sponsorship.
I got a full-time job. I don't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'd make time for a Snapple sponsorship, but that's just me.
You also forget to answer me back in the DMs.
Last
week we were discussing.
It's not true.
Last week we were discussing my my lightsaber collection.
Yes, we did talk about the lightsabers.
I thought it would be fun to show some off.
Sure.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, I apologize that you cannot see these awesome lightsabers that I have. Though you don't worry about it because it's kind of difficult to show up on camera.
Yeah. Even on
Here's one
YouTube,
of the
you're only seeing parts of them.
here's one of the hilts that I have. It's pretty awesome. They're pretty solid.
Did you make those custom?
No, so I got them on an Etsy store.
Mm.
So they light up, as you can,
and make you disappear entirely off screen.
Disappear. Yeah, this isn't working out at all. But like,
not even a little bit.
They have motion control, so I don't know if you can hear like when I move it around.
Basically, Zack Mo is just proving that he is 100% nerd.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm just saying that you're offering the proof. You're literally gone. Like,
oh man, this webcam isn't going well. But
oh, that's funny.
There I am. So you can see that it's blue by looking at my face. It has clashing features.
Nice.
If I hit my head, see, they're dueling.
It didn't chop through your head though, like I was hoping it would. I mean, like I was expecting it to.
Same. So it changes colors. You got the whole spectrum of colors. So you can be any kind of Jedi you want or a Sith.
So the hilt can be the hilt isn't meant to replicate a true Jedi's. It's just like a custom hilt.
Yeah, so you can find out there's so many different people that make lightsabers. Wait. Isn't that cool? So there's lots of different websites. I know there's a popular one. Saberforge is a very popular one. So the guy that I got it from is called Boss Saber on Etsy. If you want to look up his store. What was your question?
If the hilt was meant to replicate a Jedi hilt, or it's just
so a lot of people make them replicas off of people from the movies and the shows. The ones that I personally have are not replicas because I don't have replica money. Here's another one.
Got it. So it's just a custom hilt, and then you attach a saber to the top, and there's some kind of LED lighting in there, and
there's a little LED light in here. Yeah, and there's a motion sensor, and it comes with a soundboard, so you can change whose saber you want it to sound like. It could sound like
Darth Vader's. Can you customize the soundboard?
If you pay for the customizable soundboard, yes. But the ones I bought don't have customizable. Sick. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool things you can get.
So you can pay for a customizable soundboard, and then I can connect it via like USB-C to my laptop and upload any sound I want to it.
Yeah, I don't know why it has to be USB-C. It could be USB-A, but yeah.
Nobody uses USB-A anymore. All right,
yeah,
I need to. You need to link me this guy's info. I just got an awesome birthday gift idea.
For who?
No, someone who's listening right now.
What's their name?
Why? Dude, I can't reveal the answers.
All right. Well, this person who's listening, you're getting an awesome birthday gift.
Maybe we'll see how it all works out. How much are they?
The ones I got they ranged from 100 to like 150.
Damn, so it's gonna be more than that for the customizable soundboard.
Yeah, the ones that I want to get a Darth Maul replica one. So it's like it's basically two sabers into one.
Yeah, exactly.
That one I think was on sale for like $400. Yeah, but it's a NeoPixel, so like the lighting is like far better than like the one I have.
Mm-hmm.
There's lighting throughout the entire saber.
Got it. Okay.
So like it lights up like as it's going up. They're a lot cooler. Like I said, I don't have NeoPixel money.
Have you had a lightsaber duel? I noticed you had two hilts. Have you made friends with someone who will duel your lightsaber with you?
I have dueled with like the Hasbro lightsabers,
Got it,
like the
but not
cheap
these.
ones. No, these ones, I did chase my sister around and beat her up.
Got it. It's like a theme
Uh,
between the two of us. That's weird.
well, no, you took your sister's Barbie's head and put it in a volcano so it blew up.
I
I didn't
also
rip
hit her in
her
the face with
Barbie's
a
head
hammer,
off.
though. I hit
I
her in the
didn't hit her
face
in
with a
the face
hammer.
with
You
it.
hit her in the face with a lightsaber.
Nobody ever said I hit her in the face.
Oh, it sounded a lot like you hit her in the face.
I hit her in the legs with it.
Okay. So you wanted to test it out and make sure that it would work. It
Yeah,
sounds like.
instead of hitting my head like I was just doing before, I tested it out on my sister. That's what they're there for, no?
I guess.
That's what sisters are for.
As you can see, we didn't test any of this ahead of time. We really don't prep or test much ahead of time for the podcast. It's just from the hip, as it were.
What's the fun in writing a script? The people don't want to hear us writing scripts and
I don't
reading from
know.
a
Some people
script.
like writing scripts. All right, here's what I was thinking. Have you seen the show Ewoks? It's like an old vintage Star Wars cartoon.
From the 80s?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was a cartoon? Because there was an
Yeah, I'm positive.
there was a holiday special with the Ewoks.
This one's a cartoon called the Ewoks or Ewoks.
No, I don't think I have.
Do you have Disney Plus?
I do.
If you have Disney Plus, if you're listening, look up Ewoks. It's on Disney
How
Plus.
terrible is it?
Awesome. I put it on with my daughter. The theme song is so terribly catchy. I love it. It's an awful theme song. But yeah, Melody and I were watching it for like several episodes. She's like, "What are these?" I'm like, "Those are Ewoks. This is rad. We're going to watch this."
Is Wicket in it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you know who that is?
I just know he's like the main character in that show. I think isn't Wicket the main Ewok
In the movies?
in
Yeah.
the movie as well?
Yeah. I think I have a Funko Pop of Wicket. I do. I'm looking right at it, but it's
There
too
you
far
go.
for me to grab it.
Anyway, the show's really cool and the theme song's dumb catchy. I'm gonna put it on the Collectors Club playlist, so we'll hear the Ewok theme
Oh
song
God.
during streams. This week is holiday week, so streams are gonna be funky. I still don't even know exactly what I'm doing, but we'll see.
Just Thursday's a holiday.
Yeah, but it's 4th of July weekend for almost everybody. They'll take the whole 4-day week, 4-day weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I got Thursday off. That's about it.
Yeah, and for me, we're celebrating on Saturday, Sunday. So I might stream Thursday, Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what we're doing yet. Time will tell.
Time will tell, people. If you want to know the schedule, just go on to our
put it in the
Discord.
Yeah, it's in the Discord. I actually posted
the Discord. You do it.
The rough plan. Check in the Discord. The rough game plan is listed in Discord.
That's pretty dope. Got
Yes,
everything
sir.
in the Discord. Do you hear that? Dog barking outside. Okay, never mind.
I can't. Maybe I have your audio turned pretty low, so maybe our listeners heard it, but I didn't hear it.
Why is my audio turned low?
I heard that.
Yeah,
a motorcycle going by.
Yeah, I live on a busy street. They had to put up cameras because everybody speeds.
That definitely sounded like a speeding motorcycle.
Yeah, but I think he was going the other way. Then the camera isn't facing the other way, so I think he's good.
Got him.
Or she. I don't know who was driving.
That's very woke of you.
It's 2024, baby.
They were traveling the other direction.
They were traveling the other direction. This podcast is going in another direction. So, what's on your mind? What's new? What's cooking? What's shaking?
I don't know. Just trying to figure out content production and
let's talk about that. Content production.
It's tough, man. I'm looking into like media management. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult field for me as a business owner to also invest time into content production. I've always been terrible at it, but I'm working on it. I'm trying. I made, like I said, I made a video this week, and hopefully it got goes well. I don't know. We'll see what
I
happens.
saw the video. The video looks really good.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot of
The
effort. I have a lot of respect for content creators who are out there pushing like good content every day. It takes a lot of work to do that.
end clip of that video, though,
It's like, all right, it's mid.
Chef's kisses. Fantastic. You must have got a really good guy to do it.
It's mid at best, I would say.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Getting into that, learning all that. I use it's called Clipchamp. It's a Microsoft program.
Okay.
And I used to use that to make some YouTube videos when I was trying to make a YouTube for gaming. It's just, it's pretty easy interface if you ever want to look into that, or if somebody out there is thinking about making YouTube videos or something. Clipchamp is a pretty easy to use program. And, everything's there, and they have free stuff, so you don't even have to pay for it at first if you want to just try it out. Pretty cool.
Look into that. I was using CapCut, which is like standard with TikTok, because TikTok is where I make the majority of my content. But my content, the content other than my lives, has been like virtually non-existent. So we'll see. This is a new direction I'm heading.
Yeah, you've been slacking.
I don't know if it's like slacking. I just never.
Slacking.
Yeah, okay, sure. Then I've been slacking. I've put my focus elsewhere. I work on sourcing, community building, streaming, but not content. So it's another.
You need to start a team.
I do. Yeah, I've been considering that.
Just being you.
I haven't done it yet.
Well, there's 3 other people in your household.
Yeah, one of them is 1, one of them is 5, and the other one keeps the 1 and 5-year-old alive. So,
okay, there's 4 in your household.
What, my dog?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, she's not joining any teams. I'll tell you that right now.
No, but you can bring in followers. Everybody loves a good dog.
I could use her. She's a cute dog. I could use her for content.
There you go.
She is cute. That is one of her redeeming qualities.
I had a friend who got 2 dogs, and she started an Instagram for them. The next thing I know, she has 14,000 followers.
Yeah, people like animals a lot.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
wild. Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just saying. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, I used to collect animals. Now that I think about it.
Is that why you wanted me to put a bug in the bag?
No, I did. They were part of the collection, though.
I used to collect like lightning bugs and put them in a jar, and they would be
dead
the next day.
I did not collect lightning bugs. I bred dubia roaches and kept crickets, but I had an exotic animal collection for a while. Dude, I told you this. I've said this in like so many different episodes. I have the collecting bug. Whenever I do something, I just overdo it.
Exotic animals? What was the most exotic animal you had?
The most exotic was like a pretty rare breed of ball python.
Okay.
A banana pie python.
Those the yellow ones?
Well, yeah. It was like yellow and white and black. It was dope. But yeah, I had at the peak of my collection, I had 13 in an apartment in Minneapolis.
Where were they? All 13. I want to hear them.
All right. So the first one was a bearded dragon.
And that's not that exotic.
It's considered an exotic animal, a reptile.
You can get that at any pet store.
Okay, well that was the first one.
Okay.
First one that I got. His name was Buddha. He was dope. He was house trained. He would like sit around with me. Pretty sure he was the first one I got. And then I think after that I got leopard geckos, which were also like early stages. I don't remember the order after that, but I had 2 leopard geckos and I had the bearded dragon. The leopard geckos were morphs as well, so they weren't just like standard leopard geckos. They were a breeding pair. I had a breeding pair of crested geckos, so that puts us up to 5. You know what a crested gecko is?
I probably would if you showed it to
You
me.
could occasionally you'll see them at like Petco or whatever, pet wherever whatever animal stores near you, but they're the
Petco,
lizards with
where the
like
pets go.
yeah, yep. Pet Smart or Pets Mart?
It's PetSmart. I don't care.
Is it?
I have no idea, but that's what I say. So that's what
Or
it
is
is to
it the
me.
Mart for pets? Because I
It's
don't know.
PetSmart.
All right. Anyway, I had two crested geckos. Crested geckos are the ones that have like cute eyelashes and stick to the glass.
Okay.
So I had a breeding pair of those, a breeding pair of Leos, bearded dragon. I had two ball pythons. One was like a standard ball python, it was a cinnamon ball python. So like a picture like a regular ball python, but lighter. That's what a cinnamon ball python looks like. And then I had a banana, I think it was called a banana pied python was the other one. I don't remember the exact name. So 2, 4, 6, 7. I had a chinchilla at the same time that lived out in the dining room. I had a Herman's tortoise. He lived in a Rubbermaid tote, like a big Rubbermaid tote at night,
Hmm.
but otherwise he just like roamed free around the apartment
Hmm.
and just did, whatever tortoises do. How many is that? 8. I had 2 corn snakes.
No, that's 9.
Um,
Now you're at
that was
11.
9. Okay,
Yeah.
well I had the two corn snakes. One was like pink or like albino, I think maybe it was. I don't remember. And then I think the other one was just a traditional corn snake. Um, I don't remember what other ones I had at the same time as that though.
I had
But
2
then
snakes as a kid, and one of
what
them
kind?
bit me.
Oh no.
Um, what kind were they? I want to say it was a ground something.
Okay.
Is a
Don't
groundhog snake a thing?
groundhog snake? No, hog nose snake is a snake.
It wasn't a hognose. I know hognose. I don't remember what they were called. They were little
Okay.
guys. They weren't, crazy. They were babies. I had eaten chicken wings and didn't wash my hands and decided to play with them.
Mm.
I don't know. I was maybe like 6 or 7, and one of them fucking bit me. And then we didn't have snakes anymore.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah,
That would be a good reason to get rid of them
but it was my
if you're
fault. It wasn't the
6.
snake's fault.
Yeah, I know. But when you're 6, it doesn't matter.
No, I remember I freaked the fuck out. It scared the shit
I
out of me.
bet.
Yeah.
Now
So
I'm like really trying
I'd
to
like to
remember.
just point out that half of those animals aren't exotic.
They're called exotic animals. That's like
Yeah,
the
but they're not. If I can go to Petco or PetSmart and get it, it's not exotic to me.
what would you how would you say that? I had 13 pets.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not like pets, really,
they are though.
I guess. I don't know.
Like I know
Um
people who like collect like exotic pets, like
like
monitors.
tigers?
No, but you remember seeing that tiger in Harlem? Um, you know what I'm talking about?
No. The tiger got
Uh,
out of the zoo?
no, some guy had a tiger in his apartment in Harlem in the projects, and it got too big, and the emergency service unit had to come to get it, and like they repelled off the building. You should look this up. It's wild. They repelled off the building to like trank it through the window. New
That's
York City,
wild.
man. Yeah, this is wild.
Well,
Like
so
illegal pets to me is exotic.
no, that's not how exotic pets work. Anyway, that's fine if that's what you think.
To me,
Um
I said.
I disagree, but that's fine. I Had I not lived in an apartment at the time, I would have also had larger, more quote unquote exotic animals like monitors and things like that. There's actually in the Twin Cities, there's a really, really, really good reptile store.
Mhm.
And they have like I mean, it's unbelievable. They have so many incredibly beautiful animals in there.
If you
Um,
had the land, would you own a tiger?
no, I don't think I would. That's a lot of maintenance and work. Like I wouldn't be able to if I had that amount of land, I wouldn't be providing the right life for the tiger. It's not in my heart to want to do that, you know?
Well, I'm not saying pluck it out of the wild.
No,
Like,
I mean, even either way, like they're incredibly smart animals. Tigers, lions, they need like an extremely enriching environment.
that you
And
can't provide.
I mean, I could theoretically if I had that amount of land, but I'm not
Right. So
motivated
that's
to.
what I'm saying. I'm like, let's just say, for conversation's sake, you had that amount of land and you like had the amount of land and money to start like a sanctuary. Would you?
No, I'm
No,
gonna stick to my answer. I
I
would do
totally would.
other I would do other things with the money and the land.
I'd build a zoo.
So my brother lives on a property that used to be
A
kind of a
zoo.
zoo, kind of like an animal sanctuary. The guy more or less bred exotic animals, not the ones I was referring to, but like tigers, bears, lions, stuff like that.
Exotic animals.
And yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I wouldn't see. I if I had the choice, I'm a very big animal lover. I love animals. I worked at the Bronx Zoo for a little bit. Biggest mistake was quitting that job. Um, if I could do like a sanctuary, 100% I would. Like I wouldn't do it for like the breeding aspect or like
No,
come take a picture with a tiger kitten. Like I wouldn't do any of that. I would have
Zack
an
Mo
actual
as Tiger
sanctuary.
King. Yeah, dude, and it's like a tremendous amount of work. And like you're saying, like you have that.
Passion.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for it. I just don't. I did like even having that amount of animals that I had, it's just so much upkeep and it just became work. It wasn't
Well, yeah.
enjoyable. It wasn't fun, you know?
I used to
And
have fish tanks, and I thought the same thing.
we have a fish tank now that my wife takes care of. I really do virtually nothing to it. I love it because I have to do virtually nothing to it. And it's nice to look at. They're super fun. But if I was the one who had to keep up with the whole thing and do all the work, it just probably we wouldn't have a fish tank.
Yeah, you'd hate it.
So I am not one to like take on any high maintenance tasks. I have 2 kids. They are high maintenance enough. I would much rather if I had a giant plot of land like that, I would much rather devote my time to like something other than taking care of tigers.
But what if they need you?
They don't, bro. They got people like you. They don't need me. I'm the wrong
People
one.
like me, I live in a small freaking apartment in New York City. I ain't having no tigers.
I'll look, bro. There's no tiger living in my place either. But I don't have the passion for it. I don't. That's what you would
That's
need.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, I
You
get
know,
it.
I would rather do something else with the like I would be like, I'm gonna build an amusement park on this land. Like that would be a cool project.
How is that? That's so much. I mean, that's the same amount of work.
Nah, I would contract it out. But then I would get to like
So
ride roller
you can
coasters.
also contract out having
Yeah,
animals.
but then I'm not why am I putting a tiger there? Like I don't what am I gonna do? Like stare at it in a cage? You know,
Well,
I'm
no,
not
not in a
getting in a cage
cage.
with a tiger or
You
in a
don't put it in
sanctuary. I'm
a
not like
cage.
hanging out with them. I'm good on that. I'm
Disappointed
also
in you.
allergic to cats, so I'd probably be allergic to tigers too.
Okay, touche.
I just
That
thought of that
sucks.
now.
You
Being
just thought of
allergic to
that now.
cats, I don't no, I really am allergic, but I just thought of the fact that it would probably also make me have allergic reactions to tigers. But I don't mind being allergic to cats at all. I'm not a huge cat person.
Wow, that sucks.
Different strokes for different folks, bro.
Cats are awesome. They lower your blood pressure.
A lot of things in this world that can lower your blood pressure that aren't cats.
Yeah, I have a bottle of one of them next to me. And for reference, that's a pill bottle being high blood pressure medicine, not anything else. I don't know
All
what
right,
somebody could have thought.
favorite animal.
See, that's really tough for me. That's like the toughest question. I'll give you my top three.
Okay.
Wolves.
Wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Go.
It's an opinion. How can an opinion be wrong? Well, you know what? Fine. I'll give you that because I think all of your opinions are wrong.
There you
Um,
go.
wolves, grizzly bears, and lemurs.
Have you seen that grizzly bear movie documentary?
Which one?
Uh, I think it's called Grizzly
Grizzly
Man.
Man. Yeah, Grizzly
Yeah,
Man. Yeah, I've seen
that's
that.
wild, bro. That's
Yeah,
wild.
listening to that is fucking
Yep.
sick. Yeah.
Okay, lemurs,
Yes.
ringtail.
All. So that's why lemurs are in one of my top favorites because now you got me talking about something I really like.
That's good.
Um, so there is, I believe, the exact number is 18 subspecies of lemur, and all are found on Madagascar, nowhere else in the world, on the island of Madagascar. But each subspecies has evolved specifically to their part of Madagascar.
Hmm.
They can't live anywhere else on Madagascar. So there's the ringtail, they live in like a dry, arid area. There's the ones that live in the rainforest. There's a lemur, I don't know the exact name of it, that lives on these like really like sharp crag rocks. It's like a must have been ocean millions of years ago. So it's just all these rocks and they're very, very sharp. And these lemurs have evolved so that the pads of their hands can walk across them.
Hmm.
No other lemur has that. So I find lemurs fascinating for that reason that they
What's the one with
evolved.
like the big eyes?
That's not a lemur.
Yeah, it is,
You're thinking
bro.
of a bush baby.
That's not what it's called. There's a lemur with huge eyes. Anyway, Zaboomafoo. What do you know about Zaboomafoo?
Zaboomafoo is a black and white lemur,
Yeah,
and it was a great show.
still is. I watch it with my kid.
See, maybe I should have kids just so I can watch Zaboomafoo and
Bro,
not
so
feel bad.
here's the crazy thing about Zaboomafoo. Zaboomafoo is a show. If you don't know, Zaboomafoo is a show from when I was a kid. I'm 34, so whatever, however many years ago that was.
Wow, you're old.
I'm an old man. And
I'm only 2 years younger than you.
so at the time, it was like I thought like the best animal show. They had like all kinds of animals on the show, and Zabu was the main character, and he was a lemur, and they like blended a puppet lemur with a real lemur and made it seem to the childhood mind that it was a real talking lemur. And even
Wait,
my
you're telling me
daughter,
it wasn't?
Zabu, spoiler alert, was a puppet. But even my daughter, to like while we were watching it, was like, "Dad, how can he talk? That's so cool." So anyway, the two dudes on that show are the Krat brothers. They have a new show today called The Wild Krats, and it's like a cartoon. And my daughter's obsessed with it, and she was obsessed with it before I introduced her to Zaboomafoo. Random, I had no clue the Krat brothers of today from the Wild Krats were the same people on Zaboomafoo. I'm like, oh, let's watch this show from when I was a kid. I must have seen it on YouTube or Disney or whatever, and I put it on. And she's like, I like this show. Those are the Krat brothers. I'm like, what? Those aren't the Krat brothers. What are you talking about? There's just two dudes who like animals. And sure enough, the credits roll, and it's like whatever, Chris and whatever. It's the Krat brothers. I couldn't believe it. So these guys have been in the game for 30 years, crushing.
That was a good show.
Zabu. Wild Kratts is decent too, but it's more of like a cartoon.
So, what are your favorite animals? Animal. Wrong.
It's this Gengar count.
No, it doesn't. That's your personality type.
What does that make my personality type? If I had to pick one animal, I mean, maybe it's cliche, but I think the orca whale is pretty dope.
Ooh, orca's definitely top 5 or 10 for me.
Mm-hmm. Really cool animal, incredibly majestic and intelligent. And
the intelligence is what gets me.
Yeah, they're just now like finding new species of orca whales.
You ever watch Blackfish?
Like, yeah, very very sad documentary.
Yeah,
extremely
very sad documentary.
I've watched lots of documentaries regarding like Sea World type things. There's a doc. I can't remember what the documentary is called, but there's one about basically like a Sea World but in a foreign country. Gosh, I wish I could remember what it was called, but I can't.
Was it Blackfish?
No,
because they also go to South America in that.
No, it's not Blackfish. I know Blackfish. This is a different one. It's about like a guy. It's it's more about the person than it is the animals.
The orca
But
or the animals, yeah.
yeah, well, there's multiple. Orcas are part of it, but there's multiple. They cover the manatees and the dolphins and all that. But yeah, orcas are definitely like up there. I think if I had to pick an animal, just because they're so smart, you know,
They're really intelligent.
yeah, incredibly intelligent and majestic creatures, and yeah, they're just really cool. I guess I haven't really thought about it. I just asked you because you're so passionate
I love
about
animals.
animals.
I am. If I
Yep.
could, I would absolutely own a zoo. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you put the animals in cages in a zoo." No, a real zoo has enclosures where
Yeah,
the animals can live, peacefully and shit.
I'm with you. I think there's a difference though. There's some pretty terrible facilities out there, but there's
Oh,
also some
absolutely.
pretty incredible facilities out there. My Before we were married, my wife and I did a trip um, around the Midwest, going to a bunch of different zoos, and we got to see some incredible stuff. You know, there's a
Why didn't you
place for
invite me?
zoos in the world. I didn't know you, um, but there's a lot of really amazing things that you can see, and there's a place for them. You know,
Well, if
hot
they're done
take, right?
correctly.
Like we're we as humans are the, I don't know if you want to say like alpha species, but
We are.
we're yeah, we run the roost, and like we have to have captivity is a necessary evil, right? Whether an animal is in an enclosure or in a cage is optional, right? But having animals in some form of captivity, an enclosure, a laboratory, like we need as humans to do that, to understand the world around us, to understand how to help animals, how to help people via animals, right? Like, so I think
Fuck
there's
that. We don't need any of
what
that. Let them
you
fucking run free. Let
you
them
just
be
said you
them.
would own a zoo. What are you talking about?
I would, but we don't need it.
Captivity is absolutely necessary.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
It's a necessary evil for humanity. And if you're gonna
Listen,
have it, you might as well.
as somebody who for a good portion of my life lived off pig insulin so I can live, which I mean that follows suit with what you're saying. No.
You've just now
I
changed your mind live on
no,
podcast that
no,
you agree
no,
captivity
I
is a
don't.
necessary evil. You know that pigeons
Maybe
were
for
trained.
domestication. Like
I'm
domesticated
not talking
animals,
about
maybe.
domestication.
Oh,
I'm not
now
talking
I
about
am.
that. I'm talking about captivity being a necessary evil.
And I'm saying a necessary evil for domesticated animals.
Nah, I disagree. Pigeons used to be domesticated, but they could train a pigeon to sniff out cancer. They did it in a 2 week time frame. That's wild.
Okay. That is
Animals are
pretty fucking
smart,
wild.
bro. And we need to know, we need to understand these things about animals to continue the advancement of the human species. I know it's a hot take. I said it was a hot take in the beginning. I'm not saying that we need to take every animal captive and keep them captive forever, but we have to utilize some form of captivity in order to do appropriate research. Marine animals are different. I don't believe that captivity is necessary for marine animals because of the way science has advanced and how we can track those animals. But there are other animals that, particularly like really small animals, that we have to learn based on, utilizing captivity. They can even track like elephants without captivity. They can track like giraffes, like big animals that they can tag and follow and learn that way. I think that's that's the move. But how, certain animals, there's just no way to learn about them without utilizing some kind of captivity.
I get what you're saying. I get it.
All right, so you could say you were right.
Those words from me to you will never happen.
Okay. So anyway, I personally think that we need to utilize, as the alpha species, we need to utilize our surroundings responsibly and to the best of our ability, and part of that is captivity. But zoos are a very fine line. That's how this whole thing started.
Yeah.
I really
Well,
enjoy
go ahead.
I enjoy being at a zoo and seeing these animals, particularly when I'm seeing them like through the eyes of my children, seeing the animals. But at the same time, it's very sad, the whole entire experience. So it's a
Going
very
into that, I just want to point out that if you go to a proper zoo, such as the Bronx Zoo, I know the London Zoo, San Diego Zoo, if you go to these proper zoos, these animals aren't plucked from the wild and brought in.
right. Most of
These
them
are
are
animals are done through breeding programs between all of these zoos. So these are animals that can never live in the wild because they were never in the wild.
right. So when we did our tour of zoos, we went to 5 of the top 10 zoos in the country.
Mhm.
That was the whole point of the trip. I one day Google searched top 10 zoos in the country. And from where we lived, we could drive to 5 of them. I wish I could remember all of them off the top of my head. One was the Como Zoo, which is in Minneapolis, St. Paul. One was in St. Louis, Missouri. I think it's just a St. Louis Zoo. One in North Dakota. What's it called? It's a huge zoo. Lincoln?
North Dakota Zoo.
No, it might be Lincoln Zoo.
Isn't Lincoln, Nebraska?
Yeah, you're right. Lincoln's in Nebraska. It's in, I don't remember. Anyway, we went to all, I can't remember off the top of my head. My wife will know, but they're incredible. Some of the places were absolutely incredible. And the way they care for the animals is incredible. But some zoos are pretty rough.
Trash. I remember when I used to go to the diabetes camp, there was a like
Still
small
makes me laugh.
zoo. I'm glad my disability makes you laugh.
It's not that. It's just the name of it, diabetes camp. That's great.
It was called Camp Najeta.
Okay.
It stood for New Jersey Diabetes Association.
Camp Nutella. Here we go.
We're diabetics, you idiot. Nobody's eating Nutella there.
That's the joke.
Freaking collector over here wants to kill a camp full of diabetic children. We used to go to this like small like animal park where they were in like terrible fucking cages.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
I used to hate going there.
Sounds terrible.
It was. They're still open. I don't remember the name of it, but we should boycott it.
So yeah, I guess over the years, after like keeping animals for so long and having all different kinds of animals and realizing the level of care that goes into it and the life that they end up having, like the bearded dragon was dope, right? But for the rest of the animals, like I don't know, certain people are meant for that type of thing. Certain people are meant to keep animals that aren't like domesticated, like dogs and cats and stuff like that. And I learned that I'm just not one of them. You know, I gave the animals the best life I possibly could, but it's just such a tremendous amount of work that, you know, now being like married with kids, there's just no way I could do that. I was single and I totally had the time.
Marriage.
Basically, my 2 kids take up a lot of my time. So now like regular pets are fine.
Like your dog, your cute little dog.
I have a dog and I have fish. And that's it.
What kind of fish?
I have 1 goldfish, a comet goldfish, I believe it's called, a loach, 2 snails, and the rest I believe are and tetras and mollies. I think there's only 1 molly left. We've had this fish tank cycling for probably 2 years, so we lost a few mollies along the way.
Yep.
They used to breed. This was a thing. We had like 100 at one point.
That actually brings up something I wanted to ask you because you kept saying you had breeding pairs. Were you breeding?
That was the original intention. There's a long story that goes behind it. Basically, I started the process of breeding. The snakes were also hoping to be a breeding pair. It was a male and a female to create additional morphs. But basically, the only established breeding I had was the leopard geckos were established breeders, and then the all the dubia roaches, and yeah, that was basically it. And then to keep a long story short, I had like 24 hours notice to get out of that apartment, and the place that I was able to find within 24 hours was not pet friendly, so it was a mess. Fortunately, I had built a really strong network of people who were involved in that. So I was able to safely rehome all the animals. None of the animals were harmed or anything. So that was good. The tortoise stayed with me for a little while, even though I wasn't supposed to have pets. I wanted to make sure that particular type of tortoise lives for like 120 years or something. So I wanted to make sure that went to someone who would like actually take great care of him.
There was a stripper who lived above my store, and I think she was moving back to Vegas or something. I don't remember. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. And she came downstairs and was like, "Hey, can I keep my snake here until I can come back and get it?" And we were like, "Sure," because she was cool.
Yeah.
We had to find somebody to come take the snake because she never
She
came
never
back
came
and got
back.
it.
Yikes.
No, also her stripper pole from the apartment is still in the yard of my store.
Nice.
Yeah.
You should put it up in the store. That might attract new
Well,
clientele.
no. I mean, it's been back there for like 6 years. The thing's rusted as fuck.
Gross.
Yeah, no, nobody's grinding on that. Yeah, that's
Missed
all I'll say.
opportunity though. 6 years ago, you could have put it up.
Yeah, I mean, I could have put on a show and nobody would have came in the store.
Wasn't necessarily my train of thought, but yeah, sure.
Hey, if I see a stripper pole, I'm sorry, but I'm getting on it. It's not going to be a pretty sight, but I'm getting on it.
It's going to be a sight. Not sure what kind of sight, but it's going to be a sight.
Not a pretty one, I can tell you that right now. I'm most likely going to hurt myself. I may wind up at the hospital.
Oh, man. That's wild. You're a wild man.
I try my best.
All right, brother. Well, what do you say? We're an hour deep.
I say we can end it there. I think everybody learned a lot about animals. If you want to learn more about lemurs, there's a really awesome documentary called Madagascar. I highly recommend watching it. And I don't mean the movie with Ben Stiller and Chris Rock. No, I don't mean that. I realized right when I said it, I realized what I was saying. It's actually just called Madagascar. It's a real documentary.
They should have chosen a different name for it.
Well, no, it's Madagascar. Ben Stiller should have chosen a different name for his movie.
Okay. All right.
Because half the animals in that movie aren't from Madagascar, even though that's where they wind up. I know the plot of the movie. I get it. As always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe across all platforms. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I'm pretty sure. You can follow us. Give us a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when we upload our videos.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let us know what your favorite animal is down in the comments section, wherever you're tuning into this podcast. And that's all from the Collector.
So if you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and you want to leave us a comment, join the Discord. The Discord is in the bio for the YouTube channel. It is in Collector's bio across all platforms. It is not in mine. But join the Discord, and there's a special channel in there called The Collective. You can leave us, any comment that you'd like to leave us. And maybe, find some kind of form of love in Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Make some new friends along the way. There's a lot of people in that Discord.
A lot of dope people. And with that, I wish you all a good night and good luck. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.